Good morning to everyone joining. Got a nice group today. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Manifest Monday, mindset and magic. As per usual, we start by leaning in to that field of gratitude. So for those of you who are new here, we'll go through our little format in a minute. But for right now, just really feel into the last week or a couple weeks or month, whatever it's been since you last did this. What's been something that gave you some deep love, joy, gratitude, or appreciation over the past week or weekend or the last few weeks? We make it real by either writing into our journal or typing it into the chat to share that vibration back to the universe. They can bring back more of that into our lives. Let's do that right now. All right, beautiful. It's good to see some new faces and old faces. We start with that gratitude. We also start with a little bit of connection and community to just hear from others of what's alive for them, what's happening for them in their lives, or if they're struggling with something, we can kind of dive in. After that, we move into our alignment questions to really start our week with moving into an attraction mindset. Might cover a topic or two. Sometimes we do a reading or a passage. And we end with a quick meditation. All of this in a short 30 minutes that changes everything about who we are and where we are doing. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I see a newcomer that I didn't know if he wants to introduce himself. Dan, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the call. Yeah. What's happening? What happened for you this past week or weekend?
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Yesterday I had a sick day. I think it's because um my bones got cold. The winter feels like it's settling into my body, so everything got tight and I took away pillow number 2, and so now I'm only sleeping on pillow number 1, and I'm hoping all that stuff I'm hoping all that stuff realigns me a little bit. So, I'm very happy to be here and looking forward to learning.
Yeah. Love that. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Adam, haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you again. Oh, lost him. Scared him off. All right. We'll go.
Thanks. It's been a hot minute.
Loving your logo, my friend. What's happening for you the last couple weeks?
Honestly, it's so how about this? I've felt not as upbeat and basically probably been avoiding this when really this is kind of more of what I needed. So kind of just said, okay, just doing it. And so hopping in.
Yeah, beautiful. That's all. You don't even have to say anything else, my friend. You're always welcome here. Welcome home. I've said this to a few people, right? It's really only through the pain that we're able to expand as a soul, right? It's through the struggle that makes us shift. So, like, we honor that. I honor that every time.
So
And I had a really tough week. I forget what week it was, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Right back to my old self, right? Right back to the anxieties in the morning, right back to the fear, right back to the what am I doing with everything? And then you just
yeah, just
coming
haven't
back.
been feeling very upbeat and positive and ready to seize the day, and so kind of was avoiding a bit. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? That's just not what's needed. So
Yeah. We love you, brother. Thank you for stepping in. A lot of people with cameras on today. If you have your camera on, typically that means I just check in with you to see if that is something you want to share. Anybody else before I call anybody? Does anybody else want to share what's happening for them? What's happening for them in the last week or weekend that they want to share with the group? Yeah. Alex, good to see you again. It's been a while, been a minute. I
See you,
see.
Nick.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
I mean, I'll share. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on too. Been kind of crazy the last month. But Yeah, I had a traumatic experience a few weeks ago. Went away to New Orleans for the first time, so I was really excited to go, and had a pretty good time. But I did have something traumatic happen. I had my phone stolen and a debit card. Yeah, it was just scary. I don't know if anybody here has ever lost their phone or had it taken, but it, it's it's very scary. I have a passcode in there, but I think when they got it, it was still, I don't know how they were able to get through it, but they did, and all kinds of crazy stuff happened. So last couple of weeks, I've been kind of living on the edge because of that whole situation. It's settled down, but it's still kind of scary. And then on a more positive note, we put a property on the market this past weekend. Saturday, 4 people showed up. I'm like, oh, geez, what's going on? But then yesterday we had 11 people come through. We got an offer. It is 20 less than asking, but so this young couple really loved it. So I'm expecting them to make a pretty strong offer. So a little good, a little bad. It's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but just trying to be upbeat and positive.
Yeah. If we take away, Alex, the intense stress of what they're doing with your phone, like how you're kind of moving through that process now, right?
Yeah.
In that moment.
Right.
Like if you can take a minute, and maybe it's probably not available to you right now, but if we take away that stress, what was it like not being able to use your phone as a distraction?
It was weird. It's just a weird feeling not having my phone on me because it's on me 24/7.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned on this before that there was a time I went to the beach for lunch and I forgot my phone and I was going to run home and get it. And I'm like, screw that. I could go an hour without the phone. And it was great. I loved it. And I'm trying to get into the habit of not being so tied to my damn phone, but we rely on it for so much. And I was literally without it from Saturday through Tuesday. I eventually came home and got a new phone, but for like 3, 4 days, no phone at all. It was bizarre.
You feel very anxious, disconnected, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. And I actually pulled my Facebook profile too. Well, I put a pause on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what these people are doing. I don't know if they can get into my Facebook account and start hacking stuff. So so I've also been without Facebook. So I'm eventually going to turn it back on, but for now I'm just keeping a low profile just in case.
Yeah, yeah. Well, welcome back to where we all were 30 years ago, right?
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know how we survived without phones back in the day. Like I think back to when I was in college. We didn't have cell phones. I don't know how we arranged to do anything.
One could argue we were way better off 40 years ago, as far as just on a human level.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, phones are good and bad, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
I remember going away my sophomore year of college, and I switched from living on campuses to commuting. So I ended up getting a pager just so that someone, hey, if they needed to get in touch with me, I was living at home, that type of stuff. And that there was some means of, hey, give me a call. But like now, going extended periods of time without having a phone feels so foreign, and you almost have a bit of anxiety over the fact of, well, what's going on, what could be happening. So
Yeah. Electronic leash. I did a phone cleanse, which some people do it for 2 weeks to a month. I did a 6-day phone cleanse about a year and a half ago as part of my journey to finding myself. First 6 days, the entire cleanse, I felt the same way. Extremely anxious, extremely, what am I supposed to be doing? Extremely. And after it took me the second time when I lost my phone, and then I allowed myself to not get a new one for a week and a half.
Wow.
And that for me, the first 2 days still had that same feeling. And then after that, though, was this big, beautiful opening and release. And I got so much reading done. I was able to then do some planning for my loved ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like do some deep like trip planning or date night planning and stuff. I did so many things. So now it's like when you get over that addiction, it is an addiction, right? We go through withdrawal. Like that's what it is. So by going through that, it is an opening. Now, Alex, you have a lot of other stress. You have a lot of trauma around that. So, you have to go through and process that feeling, like all those feelings of the betrayal, of like anger and not knowing. Like once those feelings come up though, and you're about a month in, this is going to feel like maybe it's an exercise we all want to try voluntarily.
Yeah. I'm one of these guys that every time the phone makes a noise, I'm looking at it, like if it
Yeah.
chirps. I remember one of the Fortune Builder coaches. You might remember her, Jenna Hoover.
Yep.
I recall at one of the coaches' masterminds, she said that she only checks her phone like twice a day. And I would love to be able to do that. Just put it on mute or whatever, and maybe 2-3 times a day, check to see who texted and emailed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet. Maybe I'll start by doing it on an hourly basis, but it is a pretty cool idea.
Actually, Alex, can I jump in for a sec?
Yeah,
This
sure.
is Michelle. I'm not quite camera ready, but I'm voice ready.
Right.
You said something that really tipped me off as well. Like I had to put my phone on silent, which unfortunately I do miss calls, but my point is that I can go back and check. When I left it on all the time and it was chirping, I thought I was going to lose my mind, because it is a constant distraction, and I already have pretty much self-diagnosed ADHD, so I didn't need any help in that department. But I find that if you shut off squirrel. But I find if you shut off the ringer, at least you're taking back some of the control, and then maybe you turn it over. Like I'll do these little games to myself because I'm still batshit crazy like you guys. You know what I mean? So it sort of dials it down a little bit, and it gives you a little more control. So that's the only thing I can offer.
No, that's a great suggestion. Thank you. The group texts are the worst. Because when they get going, they just don't shut up.
Oh, it's a ping, 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 ping. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm in a casino. I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here?
I know, it drives me crazy. I want to throw the phone against the wall.
What's actually surprising is we did a trip to the national forest up off of like the Kangamangas, and it's like crossing a wall. Literally, you cross a wall and you have no service.
Yes.
So you don't have you still have your phone. So it's not as anxious because you have your phone. You check it, but you just have no service. So it's an interesting exercise. We spent a weekend camping there with the kids, and everybody was, it was great. I thought it was awesome because, everybody wasn't constantly on their phones. But yeah, it was different. I didn't have that level of anxiety that I do if I forget my phone. Or
well, maybe next week and I'll take a drive up there.
Love that. We have a few places you can stay up there, Alex. Not to continue. This is a topic. It's an important topic because I want everyone to feel into this just for a second. This tribe is called Life Unlimited, and part of having an unlimited life is we've all been searching for freedom since we were little. When we were free, when we were beginning to be alive, right? I say this to Harrison a few times, right? Being born perfect. Like we are born perfect. We do not know what certain emotions are, like guilt or shame. There is no such thing in our world as conditional love. There's no such thing as learned having to respond always, right, to certain stimuli. So in this moment, we have a podcast called Journey to Freedom. Our phone is, if we don't use it for the right reasons, our phone is a limiter, right? Our phone is something that comes in and steals our freedom, right? Just by us having that same response, we've learned it, right? It's no one's fault. We've learned this habit. This is especially being most of us were in sales, or we were in customer service, or we're in some place where we were built, we were thrived, we were rewarded for being on. We were rewarded for not taking time off. We were rewarded for being the first to answer the phone, speed to lead, right? So in that sense, it was beautiful. It brought us to a certain place. And now we get to feel this contrast of how the phone is a limiter. So I'm very happy to share, right? Even in a sales position, I had to go through my habit of I only check it. Well, that's not true anymore. I went through an exercise where I only checked it twice a day. I now come back to it's about probably once an hour. But I have blocks of time on my calendar. I have 2 to 3 hour deep work blocks of time when I'm writing the book, or I'm doing the meditation, or I'm filming content. right? And then to go back to, yeah, I still have a bunch of assets that we're doing asset management on. I still have a bunch of sellers that I'm getting back to, right? Like I still have this business, and I am choosing to live a more unlimited and free life because I started going into self-employment for the freedom that we were all sold, right? The bill of goods. And my job was to then understand, once I got into the business has been a beautiful reflection to me for me to learn more about myself. What triggers me in business, right? This is for all of you too. Relationships and business, the only purpose to a relationship or our business being self-employed is to have a deeper awareness and exploration of our own selves. What is triggering for me in this moment? What is here to learn in this moment for me to free myself of whatever negative energy this is? What's my limiter on how I live in scarcity and fear instead of living in abundance and love? Like, this is all part of why we do these calls. It's to just retrain the mind that has been rewarded for years and years and years living in a society that prides the almighty dollar over love, over abundance, over energies. Because money's just one of about 15 different energies. So we feel into that a little bit. So I applaud you, Alex, for bringing this up, because this is a big deal, especially to all of us type A entrepreneurs. Like, look who's on this call right now. I know every single one of you for the most part, and I know everyone here is a badass. And you get to drop into this beautiful heart space any chance, any time you want to connect deeply to yourself, to feel the gratitude, to feel the love, feel the appreciation. Look back and see what you've accomplished. Look around and feel, right? This is what we do in our meditations. We feel that breath in. We see the sunlight. We feel it on our face. We get to feel the full underneath us. Like, this is where we are. And we can move into attraction and creating stuff instead of running away from shit or running to the next thing because I'm afraid of scarcity, or because I'm afraid of bank account falling below this amount, or because I'm afraid of this person feeling this way about me. And that's part of this. That's all part of this journey. So honoring that. Thank you, Alex. Well, I came up to a whole different conversation. Before we jump into our topic today, does anyone else have a share that they want to share? Okay. Good to see. We have a lot of people on the call today. All right, we'll jump in then. There are a few of you here on the call, and I know that what you're going through. So just know that I have a list going of people that we're sending love and light to in this moment. And you are all on that list. For now, I have this. Actually, this might go right with what Alex shared with his phone thing. The passage today. Oh, we forgot our alignment questions. Angelica has posted them in the chat a few times. For those of you who are new here, after we go into gratitude, after we feel that gratitude, and this is, a lot of you use, there's a quick one called 5-Minute Journal. You can download an app, or you just write in your journal. You can literally take less than 10 minutes to do this every day, right? What are 3 things you're deeply grateful for? That's the portal. That's how we start to move in. Then we go into our 3 alignment questions. And if you ask yourself these every single day, your 76 short years on this planet turn into something wild that you can't even dream about. So number 1, what is your soul calling you to do today? How can you love yourself more today on a deep level? Not income generating activities, not business priorities, but you. Walking in nature, feeling into just some silence, journaling, listening to a music, lighting a candle, going outside and raking leaves, going to the gym. What is something you do for you? Number 2 is, who do you choose to show up for today in a really meaningful way? Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your kids, or maybe it's a long lost uncle. Maybe it's a sibling that you haven't spoken to in a really long time. Maybe it's a person on your team that you're feeling some grateful for. They need some acknowledgement. Or maybe it's just a random stranger down the street that needs a random act of kindness and love. It's part of moving this energy. We feel the love, we feel this energy, and we get to move it through and share it with others. And then number 3, knowing that love and excitement and passion are almost on the very top rungs of our emotions. The third one's fun. What is one step you can take today towards that which provides you the most excitement or passion in your life? Knowing that you have zero, the how is not important, but it's just one step. What's one baby step? And we've had all these examples, right? We had a charity boxing tournament that they wanted to do for charity, but they love UFC fighting, so they want to put that up. Or we had a lady that wanted to bring like a sports arena to Haiti, the second poorest country in the world, right? Like, what is something that lights you up? And what do you do today? Just one baby step. If we answer that every single day for ourselves, excitement or passion, having zero attachment to our outcomes, that's all life's about. Being passionate and sharing the love with people. All right, so now we've covered those. I have a passage today. I think you guys are going to like this one, especially this group. This one's called Fame or Peace. Much of our anxiety and inner turmoil comes from living in a global culture whose values drive us from the essence of what matters. At the heart of this is the conflict between the outer definition of success and the inner value of peace. Unfortunately, we are encouraged, even trained, to get attention when the renewing secret of life is to give attention. From performing well on tests to positioning ourselves for promotions, we are schooled to believe that to succeed, we must get attention and be recognized as special. When the threshold to all that is extraordinary in life opens only when we devote ourselves to giving attention, not getting it. Things come alive for us only when we dare to see and recognize everything as special. The longer we try to get attention instead of giving it, the deeper our unhappiness. It leads us to move through the world dreaming of greatness, needing to be verified at every turn, when feelings of oneness grace us only when we verify the life around us. It makes us desperate to be loved when we sorely need the medicine of being loving to others. One reason so many of us are lonely in our dream of success is that instead of looking for what is clear and true, we learn to covet what is great and powerful. One reason we live so far from peace is that instead of loving our way into the nameless joy of spirit, we think that fame will soothe us. And while we're busy dreaming of being a celebrity, we stifle our need to see and give and love, all of which opens us up to the true health of celebration. It leaves us with these choices: fame or peace, be a celebrity or celebrate being, work all of our days to be seen or devote ourselves to seeing, build our identity on the attention we can get, or find our place in the beauty of things by the attention we can give. Obviously, I think you all know that deeply speaks to me, where only realizing 4 or 5 years ago, right? Like, I left my house at 15, and ever since I ran away from home, I was seeking deep significance. And so I built an entire career around me being significant, to the point where I wasn't significant, highly insecure, highly, right? Like, and using business now to learn that about me, right? If I wasn't a big player on social media, if I wasn't a national speaker, if I wasn't the best at what I did and the best everywhere else, like, then who was I? And that was a question that I had to answer, and an exercises I had to go through to turn inward, turn everything off, like quit everything, literally shut everything down to find out who I was. It was very, very, very hard, but a beautiful, beautiful lesson.
Yeah, it's kind of, I hate speaking in front of people, but I guess this is why this was placed in front of me. 37. I got custody of my kids 9 years ago, and I started my company. I got fired because I literally had to obtain a schedule that was crazy. So finally I said, you know what, the hell with it. I'm already doing it. I'm gonna do it for myself. And then just like that, when you come from a single mother household, we had nothing. We didn't have a pot to piss in. So when you start making crazy money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, all of a sudden you become this yes man. And it's like, wow, I want to make millions. And then you're chasing, your head is all over the place. And then it finally took a long time. Like you said earlier, all this resonates. It's crazy. Um, I had to really sit back and look back and like, damn, dude, like, what are you really chasing? Like, you make posts. I have a nonprofit that I do with a lot of at-risk kids as well, and you miss all the damn shit that you do on a daily basis. That's awesome because you fucking think that, excuse my language, but you think you have to be at this place and you don't cherish the moment where you're at. Like, I got my house. I invest into houses. I give so many kids opportunities to get out of their horrible circumstances. And I have my kids every day. I have a house over my head. I have 9 cars. Like, what fucking else do you want? You know what I mean? And like you said, it's that society culture driven bullshit that they feed your brain that makes you think that you need more. And then just this last 6 months is kind of crazy. I've been having these emails for God knows how long. Never even thought about even looking at it. But then a couple months ago, it was like God cleared the path. I had 32 employees. I was running mad. I made 1.9 million. I kept less than 100K. I said, what am I doing? Um, and I just decided at that point, you know what? The hell with all of this. I'm gonna invest my time into my kids, and I'm not gonna move for that. I don't give a shit what I have to do, and I'm gonna find myself, and I'm going to let it track. I'm done chasing. I'm done trying to please everybody. I don't need to please anybody but myself. And all of a sudden last week I got 100% financing. I had an investment group that puts all the money. All of a sudden this finance company came in, and now the people that my company's been going to came to me and said, hey kid, you can do this on your own. I don't need any money out of my pocket. I can do what I love doing every day. My nonprofit blew up. I got a huge grant for my kids. So, I mean, and then here we are. I came in last week and I got in late, and then here we are today. I'm like, you know what the hell with this? It popped up this morning again. I'm like, you know what? What the fuck? This is divine intervention at this point. Brushed my teeth, threw a shirt on, and got on camera. And here we are. So I thank you all. Sometimes people don't want to talk, but I hope this helps other people. Because everything you guys have said today has been like knocking me in the head. Like, holy shit, dude, you're not the only one. And the phone struggles. I mean, it's so crazy. I used to have this app, Monopoly Go. I had to delete it because like every day I was more concerned about logging into the fucking game to get my daily bullshit and stay on track. And then you start to realize, like, dude, you can be doing so much more productive stuff, or invest time into your children instead of being on this damn game. So I just thank you all. Honestly, I don't know anyways the whole wall, but I feel so connected to this group, and I appreciate you guys, sharing and everything you do. So thank you. This is awesome.
Wow. Very powerful, Jesse. We love you, brother. And yeah, there's a lot of us. You are certainly not alone.
That's awesome.
Most of us, especially in our 40s and 50s, are finally going through this, what we call the awakening. And unfortunately, for a lot of us, it takes a shit ton of pain for us to finally move into this space, right? Because a lot of us are so good in business. It's like we can just go right there and even sedate with that, right? Let's chase the dollars because we're good at that. And then here we are in this beautiful place looking and searching, but it's really just feeling into this peace that has been within us for so long. And thank you, brother. That was a beautiful share.
Appreciate it.
Angelica, if you can put the link to the WhatsApp. For those of you who are not yet on the WhatsApp, we do have a WhatsApp community. So this is where we share struggles, we share wins, we share the reminders for these calls. Feel free to jump into that. It's an open invite for anybody who's here. And we learn we're not alone. And it is 9:32 since we're all very, very, very busy in the human world here. We usually end with a quick little meditation for those of you who'd like to join. It's some affirmations, really not a meditation, but we'll start our week with another deep breath in and release. We'll take another one, deep breath in and release. Sometimes in order to go further, faster, it's necessary to crouch and step backwards. Sometimes in order to do what our mind feels as moving the needle forward, we must first reset the computer system that moves it. in our world. We woke up this morning and we are feeling everything there is to feel as humans on this planet. We thank the universe for the feet that we have, for the floor underneath it that supports us every single moment. We thank and feel into all of those moments of love that we get to share with our loved ones. And we also feel into those moments, even if there's only one or two, where we had completely unconditional love shown to us by someone else in our life. Knowing that love is the highest and only real energy source here on this planet. It comes and we can give it freely. This is abundance. Being okay with what is freedom. Feeling into acceptance, surrender. Knowing that surrender doesn't mean letting anything happen to us. Surrender is the ultimate act of experiencing this life as it's meant to be experienced. Feeling the peace, the calm that settles into our heart when we learn to act out of creation instead of out of fear. Learning that this life is all about creation. Anytime we feel into these negative feelings of running from something or being scared or not having enough, we remember the divine timing of our life. And we remember that we've already done enough by the sheer miracle of being born into this planet. Taking moments during our week to feel into just being, closing our eyes to see, going silent to hear, being over the doing is the secret to this long living, beautiful moment. And knowing we get to create our life moment by moment, and we are writing our story hour to hour. So we choose this week to make it a story that people will pick up. Acting in our highest excitement or passion with no attachment to any outcomes, knowing that that is just what life is, moving it from our excitement or passion from point to point to point. We fill this with love for all of our loved ones. We fill this with love for ourselves as we move into this week filled with power, purpose, and passion. And we seal these feelings with a deep breath in and release. Yeah. Love you guys and gals. Thank you all so much for joining today. Lean into the WhatsApp if you need some support, and I'll be in there. So see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat place.